Bloom Energy just dropped nearly 50% after a huge run, and that's exactly when I start paying attention. Let's look at the chart and talk about the pros and cons of buying it right now. Okay, so let's go over the pros of why buying Bloom Energy could be a very smart choice right now, and something if I don't, I might regret next month. It's got a great chart set up. Bloom boxes could be potentially a solution, and January and February are usually bullish. But let's look at the chart. So as you see, it had a run up from the summertime all the way to 147.86. Amazing run. Everybody's talking about AI and energy needs to run the AI. The past couple weeks, they're getting a little nervous about it and starting to rotate out of the AI trade. But this is why I'm paying attention, because this is one of my favorite patterns. I've talked about it in multiple videos. It had a big run up and then a pullback, almost 50%, which is what mean reversionist traders look for, especially in companies like this that can really move one way or the other. And it's today forming a double bottom at around the $70 to $80 range, like it did back in about a month ago in November. So is this a double bottom that can go for a triple bottom, or is this a double bottom that is tightening up to finally move higher again once people miraculously start getting confident in AI trades again, that they've cooled off a little bit? That's when the opportunists step in. Because another thing on top of this chart setup, that, you know, at the most, if it really wants to be a mean reversion trade and shapes up that way, could pull back to 73, which is the actual 50% mark, or to 60, around 68 here. But if it does that, it has to have a sharp uptick to actually be a trade to stay in. If not, that's where the breakdown is. That's where, if I do decide to buy it, I would get out of it if it breaks 68, no questions asked. Because on top of the chart setup here, Bloom boxes that the company makes are basically next generation generators that AI companies are looking at as the possible solution to their bottleneck issue of where do they get all the energy to run AI right now. Because basically they can run high energy. It's kind of, in a way, like a point of source water heater. Instead of having to constantly have all the energy on standby, it just creates it on point. So that's why there could be some possible partnership announcements from these hyperscalers. Like they have a partnership with Amazon, but what if they have a deal announced with OpenAI and all the other big hyperscalers? This thing can go right back up to the 52-week high again, which would be 100% move from here. On top of that, which would be great timing if they did announce a partnership with another hyperscaler at the end of December or January, because January and February is when people love to jump back into the market, and we can be, you know, from down the last couple months of 2025 to right back up at the beginning of 2026. So that's why I'm looking really hard at this chart and see if I want to put a starter position, maybe 500 shares, because it's screaming that it could be a really good buy opportunity. But let's look at the cons as well. And the main con stopping me from pulling the trigger is Bloom Energy also has a history of bad management, which is not good when you want to be a solution to some of the top CEOs as their energy solution to solve their major problem. Do they want a partnership with a a company with weak management. On top of that, if the AI sentiment continues to fade and investors continue to rotate out of the AI sector for a while, that's when you'll easily see it break this double bottom and potentially the 68, where a lot of stop losses would be hit. So it's a very interesting trade. It's definitely a popular company. Unlike a lot of the other companies in the energy AI space that are running, that have years to go before the speculation of energy that they can provide actually becomes reality. Bloom Energy's been around, they've developed the technology, but do they have the management, and can they get the contracts that they need to be just one of the staple players going forward in the future AI trade? And can they expand into not just for AI companies or commercial, can they actually start selling to private, households, and sell their Bloom boxes that way as well on a more massive scale? That is when this company would get really interesting. But yeah, the main thing if you're watching this video, to take a look at is this chart setup and how 50% pullbacks after a big run is usually a bullish signal. So let me know in the comments who's already in this, who thinks I'd be a fool if I didn't get a starter position right now, and if you think the AI trade is gonna heat up again in 2026. So I'm not big on the company, but it's hard not to pay attention to this. So let me know your comments and any questions you have that I didn't cover. And thanks for watching.